Hello everybody, I'm Annabelle Howard from Big Fun Education, and I'm thrilled that you're watching here today. This is a big event for us. We've created a community on Google called Reading Without Borders, and what we want to do is break down the borders and make reading more fun, more sociable, and more of an adventure. So today we're truly going to have an adventure. Normally when you read, you're reading maybe in a classroom with your friends and your teacher, or maybe it's just you by yourself, or maybe it's in your bedroom, mum and dad are reading you a story. But today, all going to be different because we are reading in a magic room. And the magic room is on your screen. The magic room is called a hangout. Now, there's two things that are very magical and special about this. One is that I can see you. You can see me and I can see you. So that's very different from television. Not television. This is a magic reading room. And the other thing is that we're going to hear a story today. And we're all going to be in the same room, but we're not in the same room. So that's magic. And what I mean by that is that we're in different places all over the world. So just to prove it, I want to go across the room that we're in, the magic room, and have people say who they are, where they are, and what time it is. Okay? So I'll start. I'm Annabelle Howard. You knew that bit. I'm in Connecticut, which is on the East Coast in America, and it's 3:08. So now I'm going to go to my left and ask Azlin to say who she is, where she is, and what time it is.
Hi, kids. I'm in that corner of the magic room. I'm Azlin. I'm in the UK or England, and it is 8:08 p.m. It's dark out there. Back to you, Annabelle.
Okay, thank you. And Forrest, where are you? Who are you? What time is it?
I am Forrest Stone, and I helped start Big Fun Education. And I am in Worcester, Massachusetts, which is another state on the eastern coast of the United States, and it is now, according to my computer, 10 minutes past 3 in the afternoon.
Okay. Now, Mrs. Nakakura's class, where are you? What time is it?
This is Miss Nakakura's lesson. We are in, where are we, boys and girls? Wahewa, Hawaii, and it's 9:10 a.m. in the morning.
Wow, that's magical. That is truly magical. Okay, Kristen, where are you? What time is it?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Villalobos, and this is P6, and we're on the island of Oahu, and it is 9:10. We are 2 doors away from Mrs. Nakakura's class.
Oh, that's so cool. Hello, everybody. Hi. Okay, moving along. Michelle is in an elementary school. Where are you? What time is it?
Sorry. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm in the same room with Mrs. Villalobos, actually, so it's 9:10 a.m. And we're on, let me say, too, we're in Wahiwa, Hawaii on Schofield Barracks, which is a military installation. So that kind of zooms you in a little bit more.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you. And Paul, where are you?
Well, I'm in England. I'm in England in the UK, and it's It's about 12 minutes past 8. It's dark. My daughter Tabitha, who's 5 years old, she's gone to bed. And my wife next door, she's just rehearsing with her band. It could be noisy. I've closed the door so they won't hear it. But anyway, look forward to speaking to you all.
All right, we have one more magic guest to meet, and then we'll get on with the story. But in our magic room, we also have children from somewhere else very different in the world, not Hawaii. Where are you guys?
In Hawaii.
Where are you? Where are you? Are you muted? Do you need to unmute? You can.
Viviana. Yeah.
Hi. Can you listen to me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello.
Viviana.
How are you? We are in Argentina, in South America.
Wow.
Now, 13 minutes past 4.
Fantastic. So it really is magical. We're all in the same room. We're lucky enough to be in the same room as the person who wrote the book that we're going to hear. So I introduce to you Paul Stickland. We're going back to England, and he's not only going to read us a story, but he's the one who wrote it and did all the pictures. So we are so lucky today in the Magic Room. We're going to hear the story, and then if you have questions or thoughts or things you're wondering about during the story, try and remember that, and at the end, we would love to answer all your questions and hear what you thought. Okay? So over to Paul.
Great. Well, this is absolutely amazing. I'm used to talking to children, in classrooms and libraries and schools and festivals, but I've never spoken to anybody in Hawaii and Argentina at the same time. It's absolutely amazing. So, yeah, brilliant. Well, does anybody like dinosaurs? Anybody out there? Oh, I can see some hands going up. Yeah, good. Well, I like dinosaurs too. And I used to like dinosaurs a lot when I was a little boy. I used to love drawing dinosaurs. Do you like drawing dinosaurs? Yes, it's fun drawing dinosaurs, isn't it? Well, do you know what? I don't like drawing really scary dinosaurs. I kind of like drawing silly dinosaurs. Yeah, and you'll see that when you have a look at the book, because I'm going to show you all the pictures. All right, so now, has anybody read Dinosaur Roar before? Yeah, really? Wow, that's amazing. Well, wonderful. Okay, well, here we go. I'm going to switch screens now, so you're going to go straight to the story. And yeah, as Annabelle was saying, if you've got any questions, try and remember them till the end, and then do ask away, and I don't mind what your questions are. It'll be interesting to see what you think. But either way, here we go. Right, we're going to go over to my presentation of Dinosaur Roar. And this is how we do it. Let's hope. Now, can you see that first picture from Dinosaur Roar? Okay, now I can't hear any sound, Annabelle. Tell me if it's right.
Not yet. Can't see it yet.
Can't you?
I'm not seeing it yet.
Yeah, okay, bear with me. So we want to go entire screen, share. How about that?
Yes.
Magic. Yes.
Yeah, you can see that. Wonderful. Well, there you go. So it's Dinosaur Roar. Now, I did this book, you remember, because I really liked dinosaurs when I was little. I used to like the way that they were a bit funny, a bit scary, and I really like drawing dinosaurs. And, well, let's see if you think that's the case. Let's see. I can't get rid of this little sign at the bottom here. I don't know whether you can see that, but either way, here we go. So we got Dinosaur Roar. Well, that's the cover of Dinosaur Roar. And it starts like this. So we've got Dinosaur Roar, Dinosaur Squeak. Oh, little dinosaur, he's a bit scared. And can you see him there? Oh, look, I think he's very frightened. He's dropped a fruit, hasn't he? And now I've lost my screen. Sorry, guys, I just lost my screen there. Let's go back onto there.
We can see lovely Annabelle now.
Yeah. How's that? Now that's completely gone. Hold on one second. Let's relaunch that, yeah?
No problem.
Sometimes you have to practice magic tricks, you know. They don't always come first time.
I have been telling Paul to practice his hey presto. He said he was too tired, so there you go.
There we go. Now, let's have another go. Now, screen share. Screen share. There. Okay, let's have another go. So, are you seeing Dinosaur Roar now?
Yes.
Great. Okay, let's have another go and see how we can get on. So, we got Dinosaur Roar and Dinosaur Squeak, little tiny dinosaur. And there he is. He's trying to draw. Oh, he's got a big fruit. Perhaps he's eating his breakfast. It could be. And that's blacked out again, girls. But there.
Yes.
Can you see those huge teeth there? I think that's what's frightened him. That big old dinosaur there. He's got so many teeth, hasn't he? Yeah. And then we've got Dinosaur Fierce and Dinosaur Meek. Oh dear, well, Dinosaur Fierce. Look at Dinosaur Fierce. Look at his sharp claws and look at his sharp teeth. And can you see his really stripy back? Oh, he looks a little bit like, well, what sort of animal's got stripes? Maybe a tiger? Could be a tiger, couldn't it? Either way, this one looks like a bit of a cross dinosaur, doesn't it? And here's poor old Dinosaur Meek. He's a big old dinosaur, but look, he's a little bit scared of all that Dinosaur Fierce. And then if you look down here, we can see little Dinosaur Squeak. He's running away. I think he's had enough of it. He wants to get out of the way of the big dinosaurs, doesn't he? What have we got next? We've got Dinosaur Fast and Dinosaur Slow. Dinosaur Fast is whizzing along very fast, and there's Dinosaur Slow, and I wonder if any of you children know what sort of dinosaur that is. Does anybody know the name of that kind of dinosaur?
I think I heard the right answer among somebody there.
Yeah. Did somebody say Triceratops? Yes. Yeah, that's right. He's a Triceratops. Now, sometimes with these dinosaurs, I did the actual dinosaur. I looked at some pictures, or I went to a museum and saw what the dinosaurs looked like. But you know what? Sometimes I actually just make them up. So here we are. We've got Dinosaur Fast, Dinosaur Slow, Dinosaur Above, and Dinosaur Below. Now, what's going on here? Look at this big blue and green dinosaur. What's happened? Oh, can you see what's happened? Yeah, that big fat dinosaur has sat on his friend. Oh no! And I think he's done it because he's sat next to some rocks which were the same colour, and he's been sat on by a great big fat dinosaur. Would you like to be sat on by a big fat dinosaur? No, neither. Oh, that would be awful, wouldn't it? And here's little Dinosaur Squeak, and he's saying to the big guy, he's saying, "Hey, don't you sit on my friend." That big old dinosaur, look at him, he's looking up in the sky. I think he's a bit silly. I think he might be a bit stupid, and he hasn't even realised he's sat on a dinosaur. Honestly. Yeah. And then we got Dinosaur Weak and Dinosaur Strong. And there's little Dinosaur Weak. Can you see a big shadow?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What do you think that's a shadow of?
A T-Rex.
I think you're right. I think it's definitely a T-Rex.
T-Rex.
Yeah, I think it's a T-Rex. I think that little dinosaur needs to get out of the way, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does. But perhaps Dinosaur Strong will help him because he's really strong. Look, he's picked up that huge, great rock, and he looks kind of friendly. I think it'll help him out. Then we've got Dinosaur Short or Very, Very Long. Now, I always like to think that this is a big mummy dinosaur, this big green dinosaur, and those are her little babies down by her side. So can you see that little baby dinosaur there?
Yeah.
It's sliding down its mummy's tail, isn't it? Wouldn't that be fun? Can you imagine having a mummy who is a great big green dinosaur and the fun that you have playing? Woo! Has anybody got a mummy who's a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? And there they are, the little dinosaur, and here's a little cute dinosaur, and the lovely kind mummy there as well. I just think it would be quite fun to have a mummy who was a great big green dinosaur. Then we've got Dinosaur Fat and Dinosaur Tiny. Oh, Dinosaur Fat. Well, I think he's been eating rather a lot of something. What do you think he's been eating lots of? Trees. Look, there he is. He's eating lots and lots of trees. In fact, I think he's eaten so many trees, he might have eaten a whole forest. Yay! And look, here's little Dinosaur Tiny, and he's being very sensible. He's hiding behind that rock, isn't he? He wants to keep out of the way in case he gets eaten up. And look over here, there's little Dinosaur Squeak hiding way behind a rock. Very sensible. We've got Dinosaur Clean and Dinosaur Slimy. Where has that Dinosaur Slimy been? Oh, do you know, I think he's been in a swamp. I think he's been in a swamp and he's covered in slime. But look on his head. Can you see? Up on top of his head is a little tiny frog. I think that's his friend. That's right. I think perhaps that little frog was swimming around in the pond, having a very nice time, when all of a sudden a big dinosaur head came out of the swamp and lifted him high into the sky. And now perhaps they're best of friends and they go for walks together. There he is. Oh, he looks happy, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he does. And there's Dinosaur Clean. Now look at the colours on him. Yeah, so I had to paint all those colours with my paintbrush. So I had to do some oranges and some purples and some blues and make a funny face for him as well. And can you see what he's doing? I think he looks like he's polishing his nails. Well, I don't know about that. That's a bit funny for a dinosaur. Oh dear. Dinosaur Squeak's got some slime on him. Oh, poor Dinosaur Squeak. Yeah, he has a rough time, doesn't he? Then we got Dinosaur Sweet and Dinosaur Grumpy. Oh, look at Grumpy's face. Can you see what a grumpy face he's got? Well, there's Dinosaur Sweet, and Dinosaur Sweet does look very nice and friendly. I don't think he'd hurt you, would he? And then we've got the little tiny baby Dinosaur Sweets down by his feet. But there we've got big old Grumpy. Oh dear, do you know what? Some of my children say that's what I look like in the morning when I get up. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true, but you never know. Then we've got Dinosaur Spiky and Dinosaur Lumpy. Now, does anybody know what sort of Dinosaur Spiky is? Yeah, he's spiky. Does anybody know what his dinosaur name is? It's a... Stegosaurus! Yay! That's absolutely brilliant. It's a Stegosaurus. Now, Stegosaurus is a really long word, isn't it? I'm very impressed that you know it, because kids are really good at learning really complicated words like Stegosaurus and Tyrannosaurus and Diplodocus, all those wonderful names. That's what I used to like when I was little. I used to like their really funny names. So there's Dinosaur Spiky, and look, he's got those great big pointy bits on his back, hasn't he? And he's got big sharp claws and big spiky things on the end of his tail. I think poor Dinosaur Lumpy better watch out. Oh, look at him. He really is lumpy, isn't he? And then we get nearly to the end of the book. We've got all sorts of dinosaurs eating up their lunch. They're all eating different sorts of lunch. Some of them are eating plants. Those two big dinosaurs at the top, they look like they're trying to eat that bird. Oh dear, I wouldn't want to be that bird. And then these guys are eating some leaves and some berries. And even this really big guy at the end, he's just eating some leaves. And then right down there, there's a little tiny guy. And then we get to the end, and it goes gobble, gobble, nibble, nibble, munch, munch, scrunch. And have you seen the size of the bones these guys have got? Oh, and that little red guy, he's got a huge, great bone there, hasn't he? Oh, and then we've got some big leaves for these guys, and some more leaves for the other ones. And I think this guy here is especially naughty. Look, he's even eating the word scrunch. Oh, he's a bit of a naughty dinosaur. So that is the end of Dinosaur Roar. Well, that's very kind of you. Well, thank you very much. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you. Oh, thanks ever so much, everyone. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do when I actually draw the dinosaurs now. Yeah. So I'm sure all of you love doing drawings, and when I do my drawings and paintings, I always do what's called a rough drawing first. Yeah. So this was the rough drawing that I did for the cover of the book, and can you see I did it in pencil? And it's a bit scratchy and a bit messy, yeah? But that's what I do to make sure I get the shapes right, to see whether the dinosaurs are going to look nice. And then, of course, I get to colour them in. And I colour them in with beautiful watercolour inks, yeah? So can you see how I go from a black and white picture to a coloured picture? Now, that takes a little bit of time to do the painting, and I'm going to show you how I do that in a second. And here, sometimes when I do a drawing, I don't get it right the first time. And that doesn't matter, because it's really good to make mistakes. When you make mistakes, that's one of the best ways of learning how to do things. And so here, for example, the first time I drew Dinosaur Above and Dinosaur Below, I did the drawing like this. And it wasn't quite right. I wanted the dinosaur above to be really big and the dinosaur below to be very small and a bit squashed. And I didn't really like this drawing very much, but it didn't matter. It was a rough drawing, so I could get on and do the next drawing. And so here you see I've done a drawing, and I'm much happier with this drawing. And so I started to put the details in of his face underneath, and his teeth and his claws and little Squeak, and then once again, I coloured it in, yeah? So I use all these lovely watercolour inks on nice wet paper, and all the colours mixed together in a lovely way. And yeah, I really enjoy doing that. So now here are some more instructions about how to draw a dinosaur. Now this is how I do it. You can do it all sorts of different ways, but this is just kind of the way that I do it. So first of all, I might make a sort of a shape. And this sort of shape is going to be his head. And that funny shape, which looks a bit like a jelly bean, is going to be his body. Yeah? And can you see now I've added some arms and some feet and a good tail for him, because you've got to have a good tail if you're a dinosaur. And then start to add some more details. Now here I've added a nice smile for him, because even if I want to make my dinosaurs look a little bit naughty, I always give them a bit of a smile. And so I've just put the smile in, and his tongue and some eyes. And look, can you see I've added some proper eyes in, some beady eyes there with my black pencil. And there's some teeth and some claws. And what have we got next? Oh, I've done his tail in a bit darker. More claws for his feet. And then I've got to start to colour him in. So can you see I've coloured him in with a bit of green and a bit of blue and started to fill in the details. And then I've coloured in his body and his tail and his big fat blue tummy. And then his arms, and then his legs. And what next? I put a bit of colour on his teeth to make them look a bit dirty and to make them look a bit rounder and a bit more real as well. Then it's time to colour in his mouth and put some colour in his eyes. And then I'm nearly finished. But I wanted to put some landscape in, so I've put some trees in. I need to colour those in. Put in some nice big bright greens. And then I think he needs a friend. And there's little dinosaur Squeak. He's turned up there as well. So there you are. So that's the finished cover. So that's how I do my dinosaur drawings. But you don't have to do your drawings like that. You can do them the way that you want to. You could do it all scribbly. You could do it all smudgy. You could use paint. You could use mud. You could draw a dinosaur in the sand, couldn't you, you lucky people who live in Hawaii? Well, here we go. So now, of course, you see, we all speak different languages, don't we? I mean, I know that in Hawaii you speak in the same languages as us here in the UK, but in other countries the book is translated into other languages. And for the French children, when they get read Dinosaur Roar, they get read a book that's called Il y a des dinosaures, which means there are some dinosaurs. And then in Germany, instead of being called Dinosaur Roar, it's called Dino Geflüster. And that means dinosaur whisper, which is a bit strange. And, so it always surprised me that. I didn't do terribly well in Germany, and I think that may be the reason. And then in Denmark, it's dinosaur brul. Can you see those funny O's with the lines through them? They've got different letters to us, haven't they? And then in South Africa, it's Dinosaurus boulder. And in this country, this is a little tiny island in the middle of the North Sea, in between England and Scandinavia, and it's called the Faroe Islands. And there, the book is called Dinosaur Roar, I think. And this then is Greek. Can anybody speak Greek? No. I bet somebody there can. And then this one is, what language do you think that might be? Hey, it's Japanese. Very good. Now, when the book's translated, here it says, in English, it says gobble, gobble, nibble, nibble, munch, munch, scrunch. So, in England and America and Canada and Australia, it's gobble, gobble, nibble, nibble, munch, munch, scrunch. Let's have a look and see what it is in other countries. So, in South Africa, it's nobble, nobble, nog, cuckoo, canars. Kind of funny, isn't it? And in France, it says tous ensemble, y grignotant, croquant, et se régalant, croque. In Denmark, it says tiggy, tiggy, nippy, nippy, gumly, gumly, haps. I love that. I just love that. And in Germany, it says sabbel, brabble, streifel, trifle, kratz, tatsch, smatsch. Which sounds a bit munchy, doesn't it? It sounds really, really munchy. In the Faroe Islands, again, it's Grecia, Grecia, Nipper, Nipper, Smaska, Smaska, Smash. I hope you like my Faroe Islands accent here. And in Japanese, now, yeah, okay, this is beyond me, I'm afraid. I don't read good Japanese. Does anyone read Japanese?
No.
Oh, one day I'm going to meet somebody who reads Japanese, and they're going to tell me just what that says. And then this is Greek. And well, I couldn't even read that out because they use different letters to us. Oh, it's fascinating, isn't it? Well, there we go. So that's your Dinosaur Roar for you.
Thank you so much, Paul. I think that was entertaining for all of us, the big kids, the little kids, the grumpy, the little. The meek.
Well, it's lovely to hear your reactions in the back. It's really tricky reading when you can't see. I'm so used to talking to big groups of children, and not being able to see you is really quite tricky. But nevertheless, I could hear you enjoying it there. Now, if anybody's got any questions, now might be a good time to ask them.
Kids, you had lots of questions for your teachers, didn't you, before today? I know, Michelle, your kids have got some questions. The classes are muted. Michelle, can you hear me? Right. Viviana, you've got a question. Your kids got a question.
I have a question. I have a student who is going to ask I think it is a very important question. Let's see. Say hello. Why?
Hello.
You can tell us in Spanish. Tell us in Spanish. What about the Spanish name for Dinosaur Roar? We don't have a Spanish translation.
No, you don't have a Spanish translation. I think we should do something about that quickly. I think we should have a Spanish. Perhaps you children would like to do a Spanish translation and send it to me. That would be amazing if you could do that.
Give us 1 second. We discuss it.
Great. Well, good question. And it's a shame we don't have a Spanish version. I think we should have a Spanish version.
Hello. Hello.
Another one.
Rugido de dinosaurio.
Speak up. Rugidos?
Rugido de dinosaurio.
That would be the title. Could you listen to one?
Okay.
Rugido. Rugidos de dinosaurios. We call it roar. Roar in Spanish is some kind of rugido.
Rugido.
That is rugido.
Ah, marvelous. Well, perhaps you should write your own version of the book. You could download the pictures of Dinosaur Roar, and you could write it in Spanish underneath, which would be really cool. I'd love to see that. I really would.
Well, we can do something about it. We can try.
Oh, please do. Please do.
Yay, excellent. Annabelle, I'm just going to bring up Michelle's kids' questions, and perhaps they're there in the class because she can't seem to hear us. So you can just, the first question.
I can hear you in Mrs. Nakakura's room.
Michelle, would the kids like to ask their questions while they're there?
I have a first grader who's ready.
Cool.
Okay, so you can go ahead, honey.
Why did you name the book Dinosaur Roar?
Why did I name the book Dinosaur Roar? Well, do you know what? I just think dinosaurs probably did roar an awful lot. So I thought, let's just call it something that dinosaurs just do. And I think everybody knows that dinosaurs just roar. And so I thought, Dinosaur Roar, that's a nice title for a book. And the idea for that, the name of the book came really early on. And I just need to correct Annabelle slightly in that Dinosaur Roar was actually written by my ex-wife, Henrietta. And although I sort of helped out with a few of the words here and there, she wrote the story, and I then did all the pictures and created all the dinosaurs. Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Do we have another question?
I have 5, but then I don't know if Mrs.
I don't know if Mrs. Villalobos' class wanted to go. Mrs. Nakakura's class has 5 questions, so I have someone else set up here if we want to let her go ahead. Go ahead, honey.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Hey, which is my favorite dinosaur? Do you know, I rather like Dinosaur Slimy. I like Dinosaur Slimy because I think he's been playing around in the swamp, and I think I'd quite like to do that. But then I also really like Dinosaur Squeak too, because he's kind of the cute little dinosaur. And he's the sort of dinosaur, I wouldn't mind having a dinosaur like that as a pet. But I don't think I'd want to have one of those big ones as a pet. I don't think I'd want to feed him. I don't think I'd want to take him for a walk, that's for sure. Which one's your favorite dinosaur?
The lumpy one.
You like the lumpy one. Oh, good for you. I think he might be called an Ankylosaurus. I'm not sure, though, because I did kind of make him up a bit.
Christopher in P6 has a question.
Lovely. Hi, Christopher.
Hi. How long did it take you to write the pictures?
Well, it didn't take terribly long, actually. Sometimes a book can take a really, really long time. I've done one book. I did a book called The Christmas Bear, and it took me 3 years to paint. Yeah, 3 years. That was painting all day, every day. But Dinosaur Roar took me about 6 months altogether. So first of all, I had to do the rough drawings first. Do you remember the black and white pencil drawings? And then I had to do all the colouring in. I had to read lots of books to find out about what dinosaurs looked. I went to some dinosaur museums. But yeah, it was about 6 months to do Dinosaur Roar.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Hi there.
What made you write about dinosaurs?
Well, do you know what? I wrote about dinosaurs because I just love dinosaurs. And the great thing about being a children's book illustrator is you can draw the sort of things that you really wanted to draw. And when I draw a book, I try to imagine that I'm a little tiny boy again. And actually, it's not that difficult, really, because I am still a little tiny boy, really. And so I try to draw the things that really excited me when I was little. And so I used to love dinosaurs, and I used to draw lots of funny dinosaurs. So it's a bit funny now that I'm grown up, I actually do draw dinosaurs. So yeah, I'm just drawing the things which I really like to do. And before I started drawing Dinosaur Roar, I actually slipped little dinosaurs into some of my books. So if you look very closely at some of my books, you'll see little tiny dinosaurs hiding in them. Yeah? But I just like drawing dinosaurs because they're silly. They're fun.
Thank you.
Good question.
If I can just interrupt, Michelle Carlson just said that they've actually got more classes watching this live, preschoolers, first grade, second grade, so not just those kids there. So.
Oh, hi everybody, hi everyone.
What page?
Have we got another question?
Yes, we have one more.
Your favorite?
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
What page is your favorite, and why is it your favorite?
Which page is my favorite? Ah, now that is a good question. Now, I think the page that I like best is the one that goes all sorts of dinosaurs eating up their lunch, because it's got lots and lots of dinosaurs, and it's really quite colourful, and I had a chance to draw some nice plants and some nice trees, and yeah, it was nice to draw all the different coloured dinosaurs. So I kind of like the ones that have got a lot of dinosaurs in.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
One more question, Paul.
Yeah, please.
Will you write another story, or
Have you written any other story?
That's a very good question too. Yes, I've written quite a lot of stories actually. I've written lots of more dinosaur books. I wrote a book called 10 Terrible Dinosaurs, and then I've done a pop-up version of a dinosaur book. Look, I've even got it here. Look, do you know about pop-up books? Look, here, this one here has got, can you see? It actually moves. Yeah, because I quite like, look, here's dinosaur above and dinosaur below. You can lift him up and down. Yeah? So I like doing pop-up books. And look here, here's the very last page of the book. I'm going to have to hold it right back here. It's enormous. It's a great big long page. Yeah, so I like drawing dinosaur books. I've done quite a lot. I've probably done about, oh gosh, at least half a dozen dinosaur books. But there are going to be some more dinosaur books coming. But I've also drawn books about all sorts of other things. Do you know, I like drawing things like big trucks and diggers and heavy machinery and that sort of thing. All sorts of different books, really. But yeah, great question. I like doing different things. Do you know, I'm doing a book on bugs at the moment. Really colourful bugs.
Excellent. To all the teachers, Annabelle will be bringing up the link to Paul's books, and the links are also on the event page if you guys want to go there and have a look.
Yeah, great. Hopefully there should be some dinosaur colouring pages to download, and there'll be links to things like dinosaur bookmarks and things like that as well. But I tell you what, if any of you do any drawings of dinosaurs, I would love to see them. Yeah? Perhaps you could do your own funny dinosaurs and send them to me. Yeah? Yes. That would be so cool.
Drawings,
Do we have one more? I see somebody waiting very patiently in Mrs. Nakakura's class. Would she like to ask a question?
One more question.
Hi.
how many books
Did you write?
Well, do you know, I think I've written about 30, or possibly a few more, but some of them were the ones I did when I very first started, so they weren't terribly good. So I'm not going to tell you which ones those were, but I've done about 30, yeah. And busy working on lots more books. Do you like writing stories?
Yeah. You like writing stories? Yeah. Who likes writing stories?
Writing stories is great, isn't it? You can use your imagination, can't you? You can do whatever you want to do in a story. Great fun. And then you can draw the pictures to go with it.
What kind of books you like to read?
What kind of books do I like to read? All sorts of books. I love books. Do you like books? Yeah, it's so cool to read books. What's your favourite book? Have you got a favourite?
You have a favorite? What's your favorite book?
One favorite?
Yeah. Which one?
My favorite is Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh yeah, that's a good book, isn't it? It's a bit scary. I think I might be a bit scared of that one. I think I'd be more scared of that one than dinosaurs.
You know?
Yeah. Good question.
Okay, well, I think that we've been 45 minutes, so I just want to thank everybody for coming to the Magic Reading Room today. Did you enjoy yourselves? Do you like the Magic Reading Room? Fantastic. Okay, well, we want to have the Magic Reading Room open to you again and again. We hope you come back. You can tell your friends about it. You can tell your family about it. And the last magic trick that happens in the Magic Room is that in about 5 minutes, everything that we've just done in the last 45 minutes will be able to be seen on YouTube, so that you can show this whole story, this whole magic room event. You can show it to your friends and your family later today or tomorrow or whenever you want to. That's the magic trick that comes from the magic reading room. So thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you so much.